All right, everybody, we are back. We're live.
We're here.
We did have some technical difficulties, so thank you guys for being patient with us. We're back now, though, so it's all good. This is Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd Cryer, and I'm here with Charles Doze. What's up, Charles?
What is up, Loyd? Hopefully everybody can hear me now. Fine. We had a little bit of sound problems, so we had to drop and go to our old setup for now. Just a little sneak preview for you guys.
Yeah, I think we got everything working except for the audio. For some reason, it was working the other day, but hey, that's what happens. New technology.
And guys, this is all a ploy from Loyd. He's trying to get rid of me. He's trying to silence my voice. He doesn't want me to be a part of this anymore.
No, Charles.
Yeah, so you guys can hear me now. Everybody's good. I'm excited. All right. We're here, guys. It's 1987. My God, there's a lot of movies in 1987, guys. What the heck are we going to do about 1987? There was 107 horror movies. I was going crazy.
A lot.
And I told Loyd, I think it's sad that I've seen like 90% of these movies that were on the list. I was like, I ain't got no life. All I do is watch movies.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry,
well,
Loyd.
No, go for it. We've got some news that we want to start with tonight. I think we should start with the news, and then we'll go through everything else. How's that sound?
You want some news?
Entertainment news.
You just said news, and news music played. Some guy said entertainment news.
I'm scared because I don't even know what's going on. It's El Diablo again.
That was a little weird, Charles. A little weird.
Look, the power of Christ compels you. All right?
So I'm going to start off. We started we're really excited to announce that we started a Patreon page. So now we are a Patreon live cast, and you can support us at our Patreon page. Some cool stuff coming up on there. Today's July 1st, so we're kicking off the new month of July, and it's something that Patreon, I think, is going to be a really cool deal. What we're going to do is we have 3 levels. If you just want to support us and throw a couple bucks at us, you can do that. The next level, the next tier, is we're going to do an exclusive episode just for our Patreon subscribers. And I think that's really awesome. And the next tier is the El Diablo's numero uno tier. And that tier includes everything that the other tier included, which is the free stream or the exclusive stream. But we're also going to include a exclusive Discord discussion group that only members of that level are going to get. And we're going to do an exclusive monthly giveaway at that level. So you get 3 awesome things, and it's not that expensive, and you can support us at the same time and help us grow bigger and better and adjust to this here newfangled technology.
Newfangled. And if you're the 3rd tier, I will be on the Discord channel to bother you constantly. I'm going to be like, here I am. Ho, ho, ho.
There you go.
A couple people asked if we're live. Yeah, we are live now, guys. Sorry. We were broke. We came back. We broke it. We came back. We're trying to keep you guys in anticipation of seeing our faces. Okay? We're here, though.
Somebody said you won't buy drugs with the Patreon money, will you? I won't. I can't guarantee that for Charles, though.
My drug is film. I will get film, and then I'll give it away to you guys. That's kind of what I do. The Patreon is essentially to help us keep growing. We want to get some new equipment and keep working on our setups and stuff. And it helps towards the giveaways we give you guys too. So it's fun. Plus we get to talk to you more.
We can reinvest in more gear and more cool stuff, to bring your way, and the giveaways, the monthly giveaways. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
We already have a couple of subscribers. Tommy West subscribed to us. I subscribed to Tier 3 this afternoon. Thank you very much, Tommy.
We
really
are so
appreciate
excited. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Here's to everybody.
And Ingrid also subscribed to us on Patreon. Toddler just wanted to know what the prices are. It's $3 just to support us. Level 2 is $7 for the exclusive monthly broadcasts, and they're exclusive, and you're going to be the only ones to see them if you subscribe monthly to us. We're definitely going to do one a month. I think, knowing Charles and I, we'll probably end up doing more than one a month.
We're going to do more than one. We get bored. We're going to do more than one, guys. I can already feel it.
Is the link on Facebook? No, it's not. Not yet, but we will be posting that, and I'll pull it up and post it for you guys too, so you know exactly where it's at.
Yes.
So thank you in advance to everybody that subscribed. You've got some news. I know you have some news, Charlie.
Yes. So coming up on July the 26th. July the 26th is a Sunday. Lloyd and I are going to do a Frightmare HQ auction of a lot of goodies. And the auction's for two things. One, it's to help us raise money for the show, but also 20% of everything we auction, we're going to donate to the Irving Food Bank, right, Lloyd?
Yeah, Irving Cares. So
Irving Cares.
We're gonna do 20%, and this is stuff that you've collected over the years, mainly, right? And then I'm gonna add some stuff that I've collected over the years too, and give those away, or auction them off.
Everything I'm gonna put into auction is stuff that I personally got autographed throughout the years of Frightmare. And I think I pulled out about 40 autographed items for you guys. Some really cool stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's actually going to be for a good cause, too, because we're going to donate to Irving Cares. And it's going to help us, too. So if you guys remember, July the 26th, it's a Sunday. We don't know what time yet, but we'll get more info. I think we're going to do the auction on, Facebook Live, as we've seen a couple people do. But we'll work all that out before we get there.
Yeah. But believe me, guys, you will find out. We're gonna hit you with all the info. I just hit you with the Patreon link. It's patreon.com/FrightmareHQ.
Yeah.
So that's going to be simple for you to find that. But the auction that's coming up, I'm excited about it because I think that Irving Cares is an organization that really needs our support right now. They're a great organization. They're a food bank. They do all kinds of stuff. They help people with jobs and education and all kinds of stuff. They're more than a food bank. So I think that they're going to be very appreciative. And we thank you in advance for that as well.
Short Fuse Studios asked if they could donate some art for this.
Yes.
If you want to donate some art, whatever you donate, 100% of what you donate will go to Irving Cares. All right. So if you want to donate something, whatever it goes for, we'll give it completely to Irving Cares on that. Okay.
Gotcha. Just reach out to us and PM us on Facebook or whatever, and we'll get you fixed up.
That's real nice of you. We appreciate that. But I did pull out a lot of cool stuff. I'll do a preview beforehand so you guys can see. But I got a lot of stuff from guests, a lot of guests who've passed away, lots of multi-sign stuff. So it's going to be some fun stuff.
It's going to be really amazing. I'm excited about it. What other news did we have?
Well, we had news about our new format, which broke. That'll be for next time, guys. Dun, dun, dun.
The other kind of unfortunate news is we are taking this Saturday off because it's 4th of July. So we figured everybody would probably be more inclined to I brought up Danny Hassel. We figured everybody would probably want to hang out with their families and all that stuff, and we do as well. So we're just gonna take a holiday.
Hey, we got a super chat from Richard. Thank you, Richard. We appreciate all the super chats, guys.
Thank y'all very much.
So I'll miss you guys this Saturday, but we'll be back next week for 1988. We're almost ending the 80s, guys, and then we're going to start on the 70s. And I think Loyd might be programming those more. I think Loyd has a bigger 70s knowledge than I do. I'm kind of 80s. I'm an 80s person, but we'll work it out, Loyd.
There's gonna you know a lot of 70s stuff. You're gonna be subscribed. You're gonna be surprised when you dig into it.
But let's start with 88.
Ingrid Hubert gave us a $5 chat too, so thank you, Ingrid. We appreciate that very much.
It's my $5 dance, my $5 shake dance, Ingrid. You like it?
So you guys are gonna have to be a little patient with me tonight because we loaded all the media up and in the other platform, and now that we're going on this platform, it might take me a minute to get everything loaded. So just be patient with me and we'll get through this together. We're going to get through it together, Charles.
We're going to get through it. JRE said no love for the 90s. We do love the 90s, but the 70s is going to be next. And then we're going to do the 90s, all right? Exactly. And then we're going to do the 1920s after that. So,
no.
Hope you guys are ready because we're doing the 1920s completely silent. There's going to be no audio. We're going to have cards like
completely silent.
I'm going to have a little piano like the whole time.
We'll play Thomas Edison's Frankenstein.
Yep.
Oh my Lord.
We'll have to do it in sepia. You're right. We're going to do it in sepia. The whole thing. I'm going to be really fast.
Doing it live.
It's going to say, Loyd runs afoul of the movies. Oh, no. All right. Let's start. Let's roll.
The first movie is coming right up. Let's get right into it. It may take me a minute because I am still loading videos and stuff on my end. But I will tell you, the first one is January 2nd, 1987 was the release date. And we're talking about Bill Rebane's classic Blood Harvest.
Oh, Blood Harvest.
Starring,
the most famous movie out of Milwaukee.
That's saying a lot. Tiny Tim starred in this. He was making a personal appearance at a beer carnival in Wisconsin in 1985. And local filmmaker Bill Rebane was in the audience. He had an idea for a horror film and decided to see if Tim was interested in appearing in it. He was. I can't imagine Tiny Tim going, a movie? Nah, that's okay.
That's okay. I don't like money.
You know what though? His portrayal of the clown kind of reminds me a little bit of the Joker. I don't know why, but
God,
I think of it.
It's a super weird flick. It's certainly not one of the best flicks, but the redeeming quality is Tiny Tim is the creepy, marvelous Mervo. He's just creepy. That whole movie, like that movie's uncomfortable. And I have a trailer for it. You guys have to watch the trailer because the trailer is just creepy too. Like there's something about that trailer that you just have to go like take a shower afterwards. And you're gonna feel like he did something to you that you didn't want to have happen to you.
Yeah, it's not loaded yet, so I'm gonna try to bring this up. Is this the Blu-ray promo that you pulled?
No,
because that one is not gonna work because it says the file size is too big. Unfortunately,
let's play the. All right, we'll worry about it then. We can't play the Blu-ray promo because we'll get copyright hit.
Damn copyrights.
Sorry, guys.
Well, you just take our word for it. Go and check this one out. This used to be on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it is anymore.
I don't know, but I really wish you guys could have seen the trailer because the trailer's creepy. So it's essentially all this horrific stuff happening while Tiny Tim sings this creepy little happy melody the whole time.
Yep. Like,
hi, my name is Marvelous Mervo, and I'm gonna kill everybody. Yeah, I mean the director of that, Will Rabin, he made just some awful, horrible movies out of Wisconsin. I mean, he did a really crappy movie in the 70s. I think it was called Giant Spider Invasion. It's just terrible. He did a movie called The Capture of Bigfoot, something like that, which was a trauma movie, and like Trauma tried to disown it. So that tells you how bad the movie. The bit of Trauma tried to disown that movie. I don't know. He made a lot of movies like that.
You know, I actually take offense from you not liking giant spider invasion.
I don't like spiders.
That movie creeped the hell out of me as a kid because the meteors or whatever it was landed and they crack open and all these spiders would pour out of them. And I
don't know. Yeah, it's just so cheesy. I don't know. It's the trailer for it's funny because you see these spiders coming over like a hill, but I tried to watch it. I just could not. It was just like, plus I don't like spiders, so there's that for you too. So, well,
you know what? I think I'm going to be able to show this. So I figured out a way. So let's. I'm going to load.
Watch it, guys.
Okay,
we're going to watch it. Guys.
Share screen, and we're going to do an application window. Do you see it?
I see a cone.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to see it. All right.
Can we hear it?
So let's try playing this. Tell me if you can hear it.
No
volume?
Nope.
Boy, we're having all kinds of issues tonight.
It's all right, guys. Oh, guys, we got more. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I got it. I figured it out. Here we go.
All right. It is moving slow. There's no volume and it's moving slow. It's cool.
Still no volume?
There's no volume. I'm sorry.
Okay, forget it.
I don't know what to tell you, Lloyd. I don't know what to tell you, but
I'm having issues, buddy. I'm having issues.
Why are you having issues, Lloyd?
I don't know, but it's okay. We'll get through this together. Like I said, we're all going to get through this together.
We wham bam this the last minute because our new system decided to go kerplunk on us. So we're just riding it hardcore here. All right,
we're kind of winging it, is what we're doing. We have a guide for it, but it's just not going the way we want it to tonight.
Look, sometimes that happens. All that matters is we're all here. We're talking about movies. That's all we need in our lives, right?
That's right. That's all I need.
All we need is movies.
Well, you're next up.
Aaron said he came in. The first thing he hears Blood Harvest. He knows he's in the right place. You are in the right place. Don't worry.
You definitely are in the right place. It's all good.
Okay, guys. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to a movie that I really, really enjoy. All right? January 9th, 1987. All right? It's about a geneticist that takes his assistant to his old family home to locate the deadly product of his late mother's revolutionary research into rapid human evolution. It is the Kindred. The Kindred. The Kindred.
Charles, I saw this at the theater the first day it came out. I was so excited about it. I did. I was very excited about the Kindred. And I still enjoy it. I think it's a good movie.
Kindred is great. I mean, it's got some horrifically creative gross out effects. It really does. It's a very retro monster movie. And getting this movie is an absolute nightmare. This movie is a nightmare in itself. It's only on VHS. It's never been released on DVD or Blu-ray ever. Synapse Film said they were going to release it 3 years ago, and I'm still waiting for that damn movie to be released. Like, give me the Kindred.
I have no idea what's the holdup with the Kindred. I don't know if they're just having problems finding good source material or a negative or what, but I have no idea. I know they released Suspiria and put out a great release of Suspiria, but the Kindred is still just kind of hanging there. I guess it just doesn't have much precedence or something.
Yeah, the Kindred. It's just like this enigma, and it's super difficult to watch unless you want a bootleg version. The bootleg versions aren't very good, but I mean it's a great story. The directors were Carpenter and Jeffrey Obro, who did what did they do? They did The Dorm That Dripped Blood, which is 82, I believe.
Okay, all right.
The screenplay is decent, but the screenplay in the Kindred is kind of all over the place. It's kind of the one weak spot. you can kind of tell they had like 5 people write the screenplay. You can kind of tell that, nobody kind of agreed on a lot of stuff. Angela Baker said, Kindred seems to be on DVD Australia. The only DVDs are rips from the VHS. They're not actual legit ones. So
yeah.
Kind of interesting though. One of the people who worked on the script, they had Joseph Stefano came in, who was a script doctor for it. He actually wrote the original Psycho from 1960. He came in at the last minute and was kind of a script doctor, which is kind of interesting. I think he was like 900 years old at the time, but
I bet they played that up in the marketing material from the writer of Psycho.
Psycho comes the next horrific experience. Dun dun dun.
I was in that phase. This was a period in my life where I think I had an actual Fangoria subscription, and so it was at that point I trusted everything Fangoria said, and man, was I wrong for that, because I got burned so many times going to see movies that they hyped up. And they hyped up anything. I think somebody was just paying Fangoria, here, have some money and say something good about our horror movie. I really think that's what happened.
That's probably what happened. But Kindred's great. I mean, hopefully we'll see the Blu-ray at some point. Hopefully it's going to be worth the wait. I have never seen a good copy of this. I've never seen a 35 millimeter showing of Kindred anywhere. I've only ever seen a really crappy VHS copy of this. And the last time I was able to watch it was like 4 years ago, and it was a really crappy, dark version online. So I really want to see the Kindred. Yeah. Somebody asked if it's on Shudder. I don't think it's streaming anywhere either, guys. There's a lot of issues with the Kindred. Like, the people who have the rights to it won't let it on anything anywhere that I know of.
And like you said earlier, Synapse has it, and they've been working on a Blu-ray for years now. And I have no idea if it's even going to happen. So,
and since it's been years, I have a feeling that there's probably some more legal issues with them trying to do it that they ran into. That's probably what happened,
I'm thinking the same thing, Charles, but I would love to see it, and I recommend anybody check it out. It's just it's kind of a monster movie.
Yeah. All right, we'll jump on because we got a lot of movies. We'll probably kind of go fast for some of the more known one, guys, but we're gonna talk about them all here.
Well, this one's very well known. January 23rd, 1987. Joseph Rubin directed The Stepfather.
The Stepfather with John Locke himself.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everybody should know this movie. It's a classic. It was even remade not too long ago. I didn't watch it because I'm sure it was terrible. But it's a fantastic movie. And you've got in here, it was loosely based on the story of John List.
Yeah, John List.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was he killed his family in like 71. Then he was on the run till like 90 or 89 or 90. And they only found him on, I think it was Unsolved Mysteries or one of those. And he had like another family and stuff too, just like that. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Stepfather's great though. I mean, this is the first time we've seen Joseph Rubin on this list. And, he did a pretty well-known sci-fi movie, Dreamscape, in 1984, which is a fun movie. He went on to do like a lot more dramatic thrillers. El Padrastro. It's a Spain poster, which is a lot more fun than the U.S. poster. But I mean, Joseph Rubin, he did Sleeping with the Enemy, and he also did The Good Son, so more psychological type movies. So I enjoy Stepfather. Stepfather's fun. Shout Factory brought out a Blu-ray like 10 years ago. It's still out floating around. It's a pretty good copy.
Yeah.
So, and it's got Jill Sholden in it. So.
Yep, it's definitely a favorite and recommended. All right, moving on. You've got a crazy one coming up.
Do you have my trailer loaded for this, Lloyd? Because
I have your trailer loaded.
Okay, guys. This is one of Charles's Asian horror favorites. All right. This is 1987 movie by a director named Dennis Yu out of Hong Kong called Evil Cat. All right. Evil Cat. It's a movie about a family whose members have protected the earth from a demonic cat with 9 lives. This movie is the insane movie. You got to watch the trailer because this is probably one greatest movie ever made. All right. I'm not even kidding you. Where's the trailer?
Okay.
We're going to watch the trailer. Do it.
Here it goes. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I have no idea what just happened.
Yes. Yes, evil cat. It just happened to you. This movie's got everything you want. You got gore. You got fighting. You got gunshots, action. You got spells, sorcery. You name it, it's in there. This is a great movie. It's straight out of Hong Kong. This is one of the most amazing Hong Kong horror flicks ever. You got to watch it. Is that
right? I have never
seen it. Really is.
You're going to expand my mind on Eastern horror films before it's all
I'm telling you,
Charles.
This movie is bonkers. It can get a little slow. You know, the dialogue is not the best because it's like translated a lot, but it makes up for it with a lot of the scenes. A lot of scenery is crazy also, but the whole movie's like that. It's just crazy stuff like that. It's just watch it.
A lot of the Eastern films are like that. So a lot of kung fu fighting and stuff. So yeah. I'm in. I'll watch it.
There's some craziness in that movie. There really is. The director, he did another pretty good horror flick, 1981. It was called The Imp, and it's really hard to find. He did a lot of political type movies, but if you can find Evil Cat, give it a watch. I'm not sure if it's released anywhere. I have I've seen some copies of it on DVD. I'm not sure if they're bootleg, but I don't know, buy one because it's a pretty fun movie.
Okay, well, I'm in. Do we have any comments about it? Somebody says it looks like freaky, like The Boxer's Omen.
The Boxer's Omen, guys.
I got to check that out.
I'm telling you, if you guys haven't found The Boxer's Omen yet, you got to find it.
Argento fan says, check out Mr. Vampire. Have you seen that one?
Was that in 91 or 92?
You got me.
I think that was a movie 91 or 92 called Chinese Vampire Story, I think it was called too. I've seen that if it is. It was something else. It was a film by Ricky Lau. It was like the fourth or fifth of a series he did. Oh, he said it was 85. Okay. I'm thinking of a different one then. Maybe not that one.
All right. Well, that's a recommended watch. We'll check that one out, Charlie.
Actually, I think we're thinking of the same series, Argento Facts. I think he made like 4 or 5 of those. But I've never seen the first one. I think I saw like the last 2 he did. So I'm going to write that one down and check it out.
All right. Perfect. All right. Well, let's keep moving. Next up, Chuck Russell directed this film February 27th, 1987. This is a well-known movie. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors.
Oh my
We're
God.
the Dream Warriors. Don't want to sleep or dream or something no more.
You gotta sleep and dream because you're a dream warrior.
I need more hairspray for my hair.
I need a hairspray because I'm a dream warrior. Dream warrior.
All kidding aside, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, I thought was a fantastic addition to the Nightmare on Elm Street series. It brought back Heather Langenkamp and some other people from the original. Who else was in it from the original? Wasn't John Saxon in it as well?
Yeah, John Saxon appeared in it.
Yeah. And then of course Robert. But it's a great movie. I think they kind of suffered a little bit on part 2 in one way because the freaky dream sequences were almost gone, and then they really brought them back full force for Nightmare 3. So it's a great film. Gotta recommend
it. Really is. Chuck Russell directed it. And what do you have?
I do have a poster, but go ahead and talk while I'm pulling that up.
No, I mean Chuck Russell's the director. I mean, I've always been a fan of Chuck Russell. This is the tie poster, by the way, which is my favorite poster from that. It's just a fantastic poster. Those hand-drawn tie posters are awesome.
Yeah.
But Chuck Russell's career was kind of weird because he made some really good movies, but his career never went anywhere. He did this, and he did the phenomenal '88 remake of The Blob. And he didn't do anything, and then he did The Mask with Jim Carrey, which was successful. Then he made Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was pretty successful. Then he made Scorpion King, and then he just disappeared completely. He's gone.
He did kind of a strange, wasn't that an Anthony Perkins movie that was really good? Anthony Perkins played a priest or something, or an ex-preacher or something, if I'm not mistaken. It's really creepy and weird.
Is it called The Adventures of Lloyd Cryer?
Oh yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm sure somebody will mention it.
Yeah, I don't know anything he did with Anthony Perkins.
It's all right. You don't? I must be. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I'm I don't know, I don't know. Not that he did. But I don't know. I don't know at all. There's no telling.
Yeah.
There's no telling, guys. Okay. So I think we all like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Dream Warriors.
Not gonna dream no more.
Dun, 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 dun. I would play Dream Warriors for you guys, but YouTube likes to hit us with copyright claims.
I'm thinking of Ken Russell. Crimes of Passion.
Oh, okay.
Crimes of Passion, Ken Russell. It had Bruce Davison, Anthony Perkins, and Kathleen Turner.
So not Chuck Russell.
Exactly. Completely different guy.
Maybe they're the same guy. We just don't know it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. I don't know. This is another one I think people know. You think anybody knows this next one?
Yeah.
So this is a horror comedy, guys. It brought out March 1387. It's the lone survivor of this onslaught of these flesh possessing spirits. He stays in a cabin, and a group of strangers, they continue their attack. It's a movie called Evil Dead 2. So
yeah, nobody knows that. Nothing.
I know. It's a little unknown movie called Evil Dead 2. I don't have to say much. Evil Dead 2 is awesome. I love that movie. I mean, we got to say about Evil Dead 2.
I'll go as far as to say that Evil Dead 2 changed my life.
Did it? Did it make you grow hair in places you didn't know?
No, not to that degree, but I'll tell you what, man. That is one of the greatest horror movies ever made, in my opinion. I really think it is. I mean, people might give me a hard time over that, but it's fantastic.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
And there's one of your posters, Charles.
Terrificamente muertos.
Is that a Spanish or Mexican or?
I'm sorry, but the overseas, that's a Spanish poster. Overseas posters are so much better than our posters. They just really are.
What I love about this poster, though, is the original poster only shows half of the skull's head, and they added the full skull on. They were like, no, we need a full skull for this poster.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're putting the full skull in here, guys. We're not screwing around here.
Exactly.
Full skull.
Everybody knows this movie. It's notorious. When it first came out, it was basically X-rated because no one under 17 was admitted to the theater. It was fantastic. My mom actually went to the theater and yelled at the ticket taker to let me in. And I will never forget her for that. Thank you, Mom. May you rest in peace. she took me to everything that I saw just about when I was a kid. And this one literally changed my life. I was already a horror fan, but it made me a diehard horror fan, you know. And I just felt like, you know, horror was one of the great genres after this film.
Yeah, and Evil Dead 2, we have to thank Stephen King, guys, because he's the one who got Sam Raimi the money to make the movie. So he was such a fan of the original. Is that really? Yeah. He was such a fan of the original that he found almost all the funding for Sam Raimi to make the second one for. So
good on you, Stephen King. Awesome.
So we have Stephen King to thank. So thank you, Stephen King, again. You're gonna scare the hell out of us.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you with somebody else's movie.
Scare the hell out of you with somebody else's movie. All right, we're moving on then, Lloyd. Oh, this is a great movie. The next one's a great movie.
This is a great movie. March 25th, 1987. This is directed by Bigas Luna. The movie is called Anguish.
Zelda Rubinstein.
Very well made movie. Let's go ahead and watch the trailer. I have it ready to go.
Oh, do it.
Mrs. Pressman had high hopes for her son, John.
John is your best boy, isn't he, Mother?
Yes, John. You're my best boy and the best surgeon in town.
But the world conspired against him.
I told you to take these things out of my eyes.
Don't get upset. I
take them out. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Don't be sorry.
Until John found a way to please his mother.
Well, you did a good job, John.
Add to his collection.
All the eyes of the city will be ours.
And even get into the movies.
One place.
You have no idea what it's like to really suffer. Ren, don't stop!
No one is going to leave here.
Do it. Don't stop. See what happens when you disobey Mother?
Anguish.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
I didn't know Stephen King was in that.
He's gonna scare the hell out of you.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. I couldn't stop myself.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. You better watch out. I know how to get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm Stephen King.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. You ready? It's spooky. I'm spooky.
Boo. You scared the hell out.
I'm sorry, Lord. Boo. You scared? Boo.
Scared. I saw you. You were scared.
I'm so scared, Lloyd. Boo. Spooky.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna scare you. I'm gonna scare you. Oh, the hell out of you.
Oh my.
Joking aside, Anguish was, oh my God, Anguish is such a fantastic movie. You guys haven't seen it. This is Zelda Rubinstein. I mean, I love her in Poltergeist. I constantly walk around going, this house is clean. But she is so great. She is so creepy. I absolutely love her. And I really wish I could have met her before she passed away. I really wanted to meet her.
Yep.
Never got a chance to.
Before she did pass, I had reached out a couple of times and talked to him. And I got the idea she wasn't doing well at that point. So never could make it happen. Before we move on, I want to say thank you to Tommy West, T West, for your $9.99 super sticker. Boom, you rock.
Ah, T West is the man.
Actually, she's the woman.
T West?
T West is the woman.
It's the woman. Oh,
it just says T West.
T West is the man. Oh.
Don LaFontaine is the trailer voice, and may he rest in peace. Yes. Don
LaFontaine. Coming up.
Next up
is a movie that will have you tickled pink. It's called The Adventures of Short Rabbits in Space.
She is a great actress, though. I loved her in that movie and Poltergeist, of course. But it's fun stuff.
Don't forget Team Witch. She's awesome in Team Witch.
I did not watch Teen Witch, so I
How
don't
have you not seen Teen Witch,
You
man?
talking about the original series?
No, the movie, Nate. The movie, Teen Witch.
I haven't seen that movie.
It's like an '80s classic.
Gotta watch it then. Gotta watch it.
Jesus. All right.
There you go. That's the phrase I was looking for. In a world. In a world.
Where Stephen King scares the hell out of you.
Here I come. Go scare the
You
hell
got
out of
Anguish.
I'm gonna scare
the hell out of you.
So after Anguish, you gave me a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. This is John Grissmer directed, March 29th, 1987. This is a little slasher flick called Blood Rage.
Blood Rage.
Blood Rage. I have a poster here. Blood Rage was I don't know, it's all right. It's a slasher flick. What else can you say about it?
I mean, it's a decent slasher flick. It was actually filmed in like '83 and took it like 4 years to get released. If you watch it, Ted Raimi has a cameo in it. He's the guy selling condoms at the drive-in.
I was gonna say he's a condom salesman, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it really is. It's a decent slasher film. This is the old VHS copy, which you would have seen.
And it got a really good release from Arrow not too long ago.
It did.
So you got to check it out.
Yeah, Arrow has a really nice Blu-ray release of it, a double disc, I think. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy
who flick, it's got a little bit of a twist at the end. Takes place during Thanksgiving, right? One of the few slasher flicks to be holiday themed around Thanksgiving.
The scariest day of them all. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen it, check it out. The Arrow release is pretty good. Go for it. Slasher.
There you go.
Yeah, and that was actually the original title of it was actually called Slasher. That was the original title of it. It was changed to Blood Rage. So I think Arrow actually included like a slip cover that says Slasher on theirs.
Oh, that would have been cool. I don't think I got that edition.
Maybe I think it was the 3-disc, and there's a 3-disc version, but of course I think it was only Great Britain that got the 3-disc version. So yeah. We know how it is.
Charles, you take the next one.
Oh yeah, boy.
Because I got a little off track there. So you're.
I know you got excited about Blood Rage. Let's just say that, right?
I just took right over.
Eric said that's not cranberry sauce. It's Blood Rage is fun. All right, so 87, we got a little flick directed by a man we all know as a Stuart Gordon. It's about a group of people go into a mansion during a storm and discover 2 magical toy makers and their haunted collection of toys. It's called Dolls.
Ooh, creepy.
They walk, they talk. They're gonna scare the hell out of you.
So this Brian Yuzna and Stuart Gordon teamed up once again for an Empire flick, and it's never been a favorite of mine, but I know a lot of people love Dolls.
I like Dolls. I really do. It's creepy to me. Maybe it's just Dolls creep me out, but I think it's pretty creepy. If you watch it, it was actually filmed on the exact same sets as From Beyond. The exact same sets. And
is that right?
Yeah, they actually filmed Dolls first and then From Beyond, but Dolls, some reason, took them forever in like post-production, so it didn't get released till like a year and a half later, something like that. But it's the same mansion set that you see in From Beyond. It's fun. I mean, the writer was Ed Naha. He also wrote Troll. And he got, I mean, you think he would have got famous after he wrote a little screenplay called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And you think that would have made him famous, but it apparently didn't. He went like nowhere. I don't know why, but
yeah, there's
no telling. So,
welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood. Yeah, but I mean, I like it. It's a fun movie. It's not like the greatest movie, but it's a fun little flick. And if you like Stuart Gordon, you'll like Dolls. So, go for it.
Perfect. All right, go ahead, Charles. It's still your turn.
Oh, All right, we got an anthology movie, May 1st, 87. May 1st, 87. We got Creepshow 2.
Dose.
Three more.
Creepshow Dose.
Dose. 3 more bone-chilling tales that include a vengeful wooden native, a monstrous blob, and a hitchhiker who wants revenge and will not die. Ho, 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 ho.
Very different tone than the original.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I remember this is another one I went to the theater to see. And I was a little disappointed when I first saw it. But it's really grown on me. I love the stories. I love Chief Woodenhead. I love the raft.
Raft is great. I like the raft a lot.
And I like the one about the guy hitchhiking. I can't remember the name of the story, but it's excellent. They're all really good. And then you got crazy, kooky Stephen King making a cameo as a truck driver.
Does he scare the hell out of you?
Yeah, he makes me laugh in this one. Because he plays a goofy truck driver, and he's like, "Hey, somebody just ran that guy over."
Yeah, Romero didn't direct it. I mean, but he wrote the screenplay for it, so he's the one who adapted and did the screenplay. Originally, it was supposed to be 5 stories. I know that they cut it down to 3, and then one of the stories they wrote for this, they ended up using in the Tales from the Dark Side movie. Cat from Hell, which is in Tales from the Dark Side, was supposed to be in Creepshow 2.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did see.
Yeah.
I've seen Tales from the Dark Side is one of my favorite anthology films. Super well.
It's a great anthology, yeah.
Really well done.
Again, this was something where they cut the budget, so they had to drop it down to 3 movies. I mean, three little stories. So, welcome to Hollywood, right?
Yep. And I agree with Todd. He wanted it to be as fun as the first. It was not. It was fun, but it was not on the level of first. No, I thought it was a little goofier. You know, it came off a little goofy and a little more low grade filmmaking. But we had Savini as the creep, which was kind of cool. Todd just said that as well. So
yeah. You know, the Michael Gornick took over as director. Michael Gornick was the cinematographer on the first Creepshow. Gornick was actually Romero's cinematographer through like mid 70s and 80s. I mean, he was cinematographer on Day of the Dead, Martin, Dawn of the Dead. So I mean, I guess he kind of thought he knew Romero's style, which you can kind of see trying to play out in this, but it's not really Romero's style, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that was the missing ingredient was Romero.
Yeah.
I think had we had Romero,
I agree.
I think it would have been a lot different. And plus, they went to a wraparound cartoon, which kind of changed the tone of the movie as well. But it's really grown on me, like I said, over the years, and I enjoy it now. I can watch it, and I really love Chief Woodenhead, man.
Chief Woodenhead, the Raft. You know, I remember seeing the Raft. I remember I was super young seeing the Raft, and it always stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm. Little bit of trivia, and I'm sure a lot of our fans already know this, but the guy that played the Indian, the one that says this hair is going to get me paid and laid, I'm trying to remember his name, but he was in that the Netflix series that came out not too long ago. He played an FBI agent. I'm pulling it up. It's Holt McCallany. And he was in Mindhunter. He played Bill.
Yeah,
and man, he looks nothing like he did in Creepshow 2. He's an older guy now. He's got like a flat top hairdo, and he's a great actor, man. I enjoyed it in both of those.
Mindhunter's an awesome show if you guys haven't seen it. That's David Fincher, and that's a fantastic show that sadly will not be back for season 3. So very sad.
Bummer. That is a bummer. Season 2 was not nearly as good, but it was still great.
You could blame it on David Fincher because he didn't want to make it. They wanted him to make it, but
he didn't want to do it again. Okay, well,
yeah,
his loss.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, let's go to May 15th, 1987. We've got a Canadian-made film directed by Tibor Takacs called
Tibor Takacs.
The Gate. I love
The Gate.
The Gate's a
awesome.
great film.
Gate's awesome.
The Gate is awesome. And I didn't realize this. Somehow I totally blanked on this over the years. But not too long ago, I rewatched it and realized that the little boy is Steven Dorff.
Yeah, it's his first movie.
Mackerel. I know.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, man. He's just a little boy in that movie. And I was a big fan of the movie, watched it several times growing up as a kid. And it just never clicked that was Steven Dorff.
Yeah.
But it had some really groundbreaking effects in that movie. Stop motion animation. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the stop motion in it's really good. And, it's just the Gate's just really a lot of fun. I mean, you have a lot of fun watching it. It's one of those kind of movies you can watch with a younger crowd too. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you definitely can. You can watch it with your kids and not feel too bad because it's kind of I don't know. It's scary, but it's not, over the top or gory or anything like that.
Yeah, don't forget, Tibor also directed Gate 2, The Trespassers, a couple years after this. So there you go.
I have never seen The Gate 2. I have it, but I haven't got a chance to watch it now.
It's not horrible. It's not as good as The Gate, but it's a fun watch.
Yeah. The kid that played Lewis Tripp, that played Steven Dorff's friend in that movie, Terry.
Yeah.
He's like he does a lot of experimental music now. It's way crazy experimental music. Look him up. I think one of the albums, I can't remember the name of it, but just look up Lewis Tripp now or Lewis Tripp Band now or something like that, and you can check out his music. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Before you move on, I'm going to bring up the poster.
Ah, there it is. There's the poster. That's the UK quad. That is the best Gate poster, guys. That is a UK quad poster.
Looks good.
Yeah. All right. The next one, some people may say is not horror, but it is a horror movie. I don't care what you say. I'm going to put it on the list because I'm Charles. I can do that.
You can do it.
I can do that because this movie is freaky. June 12th, 87. A movie about a team of commandos on a mission in a Central America jungle find themselves hunted by an extraterrestrial warrior. A movie called The Predator. Yes! That's a horror movie. That movie's terrifying, all right?
I agree with you. That's definitely a horror movie. Sci-fi action horror.
Yeah.
But definitely
this is, creature effects in that were done by Stan Winston, and those effects in that movie are magnificent. That movie is, everything in it is organic. Everything the creature uses, his body movements. That movie, you can watch it now and it has not aged. That movie, it seems like a new movie. You could show somebody and say, they made this 5 years ago. It'd be like, really? Yeah, they sure did. It's that well made.
What you should really do is go out and try to find Robo Wars from Severin and watch that. That's like a weird Predator-ish ripoff.
Robo Wars?
Robo Wars.
Face?
Huh?
It's is that the one with
or is it called Robo War?
It's one by Bruno Mattei, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's a Bruno Mattei movie. IMDb says it's a clone / mix of Predator, Rambo, and RoboCop gone nuts.
I saw Robo War. I think it was like 20 years ago. So
yeah,
maybe I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
The best part of Predator, guys, is director John McTiernan, who is one of my favorite directors. He's one of the best directors, best action directors. I mean, he did Last Action Hero, Die Hard. He ended up going to prison and he went bankrupt. He went to prison for lying to the FBI about being investigated because he was you don't know the story about John McTiernan?
I don't know.
So John McTiernan, let's step back a little bit. So John McTiernan, he made a lot of movies. Then he took some crappy projects. He did like Rollerball and Basic, really dumb movies. But apparently he was being investigated by the FBI because he was putting wiretaps in people's homes himself to spy on them while he was making Rollerball. So they asked him about this. He lied. They figured out he lied. And then he ended up like going back and forth in court for years. He spent like a year and a half in prison over a lot of this. He got out. He was completely bankrupt. This guy is like bankrupt to this day. He's been trying to make a movie for like 4 years, and nobody will give him the time of day. And it's if I had the money, I'd back him. That dude can make some movies, but he decided to lie to the FBI and illegally wiretap people, so nobody wants to work with him.
Well, why did he? What was his motivation for wiretapping people?
He wiretapped. I think it was the producer of Rollerball because he thought they were plotting against him somehow in making the movie. They were trying to do something against him, so he hired somebody to wiretap their house. I don't know how they figured it out, but they did.
Okay, well, good for him. That's
John McTiernan. He's a great director. I mean, he did the original Die Hard. He did Die Hard with a Vengeance. I mean, he did Hunt for Red October. He's a great director, but after you get arrested for wiretapping,
when it comes to coming to wiretapping, huh?
Yeah. So I remember when he was in prison, apparently, like you could write to him and he would write back to you. He was writing to all of his fans. So,
wow, poor guy.
Made a John McTiernan.
Yeah, definitely.
Predator though, awesome movie. Alan Silvestri did the score, guys. You know, we know him for Back to the Future, and he did Cat's Eye. We talked about in '85. Predator is like one of my favorite movies. So,
Predator is a great movie. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Travis, you're right. Travis Brown said RoboCop is A7. RoboCop is not horror though, Travis. It's sci-fi. I know it's pretty creepy, but
yeah, you know what? RoboCop's a great movie, but yeah, that is definitely sci-fi.
Maybe we'll do it on location with all the film locations of RoboCop. Let's just go down to Dallas. Yeah.
All right. July 31st, 1987.
Oh.
Joel Schumacher, who we just recently lost, right, Charles?
Yeah, Joel Schumacher. We lost him.
Made one of the most, I'd say one of the best vampire films ever made. I'm going to be that bold.
You're going to throw it out there. Do it.
I'm gonna throw it out there. It's called The Lost Boys. Everybody knows The Lost Boys. Love The Lost Boys. And I'm going to stop right there for just a second and tell you, you're right. 1987 was a pretty amazing year.
I'm telling you, it's nuts.
I mean,
it gets worse too.
We're a little over halfway through this list, and it's been a great year so far. Some very iconic and memorable movies.
Yeah.
But back to Lost Boys. Lost Boys. What's this poster here, Charles?
It's a Japanese poster.
Okay.
Which, again, is probably the best poster. They changed it up in Japan because the U.S. poster, they look like a rock band, and that wasn't marketable in Japan. It's like a bunch of guys with long hair, so they made it a little more creepy.
Gotcha. So everything worked in this movie's favor. I mean, you had Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. Everybody knows they're great together. You had a fantastic soundtrack with
Cry, Little Sister
by G. Tom Mack. Last year, one of our guests last May, or last year, that is. There's so many things that worked for this movie, and it was a pop culture smash when it came out. It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And I thought it stayed pretty true to, being a horror movie without sacrificing that aspect.
You know, the original script was completely very different. Have you ever read the original script for this?
I have not, no.
So it got the name Lost Boys because originally the script was about preteen vampires. Of course, they don't age, so it's like Lost Boys, Forever Young. And then it was all the other cast, like the Frog Brothers and all of them were like 7, 8 years old. So it was a lot of kids in the movie. And it was supposed to be directed by Richard Donner, and they wanted him to make it like The Goonies. So it was going to be like one of those type of movies. So he stopped wanting to do it. They got Joel Schumacher, and he said he'd do it, but he wants to make it more adult. So he hired a different script writer who came out and changed it, made it more, adult, more sexy. That's what he wanted. And yeah, I'm glad he did because I love Richard Donner, but I don't know if I want a Goonies vampire movie. I mean, I don't know how that would have turned out.
Yeah, it sounds a little goofy.
Yeah, and Joel Schumacher was a fantastic director. He got so much hate and loathing for doing Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. But I mean, it's a guy who did Flatliners, The Client. He did Falling Down, which is a great movie. And people hate him for Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. If you go back and watch those now, those movies are just they're so weird. They're fun to watch now. I mean, they're just so goofy. So,
yeah, good stuff. Great movie. You can go back. It's rewatchable times 100. Fun movie, and this was my time. I mean, I was like probably a sophomore or junior in high school when this came out. Something like that.
Dirty little boy.
Yeah.
You were a dirty boy looking for dirty pillows.
We had Lost Boys on cassette, and man, we listened to the hell out of that Lost Boys soundtrack, and
it scared the hell out of you, Lloyd.
It scared the hell out of me.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you, Lloyd.
Yep. I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
Scare the hell out of you, Lloyd.
Here I come.
Here I come, Lloyd. Watch your panties.
Boogity boo.
Boogity boo. Is anybody still watching us? Are they gone now? they're like, screw these guys.
They're still there.
All right, guys, we're gonna jump up to another movie. I'm telling you guys, 87 is a monster year, and I'll tell you guys, every movie that at the end that's going to be in our honorable mentions would have made the list any other year. I'm telling you, it's one of those years. This is a little horror comedy movie by Fred Decker called Monster Squad.
Monster Busters, Charles.
German, man, released in Germany as Monster Busters. This movie had some different titles. I'll tell you, though, the best title for this movie was Denmark. In Denmark, it translated to My Best Friend Frankenstein. I'm like, that's what the movie should have been called, My Best Friend Frankenstein. That's like the best title for this movie ever.
I don't know. I think Wolfman's Got Nards would have been great.
Wolfman's Got Nards. Oh, poor Horace. You guys, Horace is one of my favorite characters, and he died so young. He died of pneumonia when he was 22 in 1997. Let's all remember Horace because he was such a great guy. Brent Shalom. I can't say his last name right. Shalom, something like that. But he was a great actor. I loved Horace. I was a fat kid as a kid. I was just like Horace. Yeah. Horace was my hero with his shotgun. My name is Horace. Like, do it, Horace. I'm going to be like 5 years old, like, Horace! I love you! Do it, Horace!
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the Germany poster is great. Every poster for Monster Squad not in the U.S. was fantastic. I'm telling you, that Germany one that you had at Monster Busters is the only poster that has Pete the dog in it. I think Pete the dog should have been in every damn poster. That dog was cute as hell.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you guys, I couldn't put this poster on here, but if you guys want to see a fun poster for Monster Squad, Google the Italian Monster Squad poster, okay? This poster has nothing to do with Monster Squad. It's a weird poster. It's got like a cartoon Dracula and Wolfman and Mummy. They're doing like some can-can dance. And then for some reason, it has a topless Bride of Frankenstein. You can see her bajungas. And she's just like, I'm like, she's not even in the movie. I'm like, what's going on? It's weird. It is weird.
That's basically a kid's movie.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the movie. Google that poster because it's hilarious. Great movie, though. Stan Winston did the effects. And Stan Winston had a hard job on this because he had to make him look like the Universal Monsters without infringing the copyright of Universal Studios as Universal Monsters. So he had to make them where they were recognizable, but not recognizable enough to where they infringed the copyrightness. So, and Wolfman's face was actually based on Stan Winston. So if you watch it, just keep that in mind next time you watch it because that's Stan Winston's face.
I have no idea.
Yeah. It's great stuff, though. I mean, this is one of my favorites when I was a kid. Watched it a lot. Written by Shane Black, who was in Predator we just talked about, as Hawkins, who has some of the best jokes in Predator. But, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Can't talk about Monster Squad.
All right. Let's go to August 21st, 1987. Mikhail
Here we go.
Slavi directed a little giallo slasher film called Stage Fright.
Stage Fright is a brutal slasher flick.
It is. It's basically about a group of actors, and they lock themselves in a theater for a rehearsal of a musical that they're doing. And they're unaware that there is an escaped psychopath. In the
I'm going to tell you that Stage Fright is one of my favorite slasher movies of all the 80s. Stage Fright is. It really is.
It's worthy. It's definitely worthy. It's a good flick.
I love this movie, and it kind of surprises me how many people don't know who Mikhail Suave is. Really. This guy did so much Italian cinema. I mean, he worked closely with Argento and Bava a lot. I mean, he was assistant director under Argento for Phenomena. He was assistant director for Bavo for Demons. He did like 4 great movies in a row. I mean, he did this. He did
Cemetery Man, Delamore, which is I would say I'm going to say that you've got Fulci, you've got Argento, you've got Bava, and right up there with them, way up there in the list, is Mikhail Suave. So his name's not brought up quite enough, and he's still working. He still works a lot, but it's mainly a lot of, from what I understand, it's a lot of television, Italian television.
It's a lot of Italian television. And he made this mistake of after Cemetery Man. He could have went, and nothing, not really a mistake. He retired kind of to spend time with his family, but he was at like the height. Mm-hmm. But he was at the ripe old age of like 36. He decided he was going to retire after doing Cemetery Man, and that kind of like he couldn't come back after that. Like he tried, and that's why he brought out like Italian made for TV movies, and it was kind of done. But he did some great movies.
This movie was also co-written by George Eastman. Luigi Montefiore, I believe, is his name. But George Eastman, people don't give that guy enough credit. He's mainly known as an actor to people over here. But, I mean, he's a filmmaker and a great writer. And he's got a lot of stuff under his belt, too. So this is a great movie. It's got Barbara Cupisti in it. It's got John Morgan, Giovanni Lombardo Radici is also in it, and it's got a great cast. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Barbara was in New York Ripper. She did a lot of movies with him. Suave also did The Church, which is a great movie. She was in that. She was in Cemetery Man, too. I know that. So, yeah, this is one of my favorite 80s slashers. So, yeah, he was a Silver Mask guy in Demons at the beginning. Yep. He was an actor, actually. He had roles in like a bunch of those movies. Phenomena, he had a role. And
didn't he have a small part in Fulci's Gates of Hell? Yeah.
One of those. He was he was in one of those. Like one of the first things he did, and that's kind of what he got him tied with Argento, and then he started doing all kinds of stuff. And I love him. I love his work, and I kind of wish he didn't stop working after Cemetery Man, because I think he'd be a fantastic guest if we could ever get him to come. I would love to have him here.
Yeah, I've tried, and that's what I was told, is that he's always busy doing television over there. But it's been a couple of years since I tried, so you never know.
We'll have Argento call and be like, Miguel, you got to come to the Frightmare.
Go to the Frightmare.
The Fright, you spookies with you.
Go meet the Loyd and Charles, but to tell Charles, make sure to feed you on the plane, because he knows we make you hungry.
I hate the Charles, but I have the dinner with him. Now I like the Charles. He's very nice. All right. Let's jump up, guys. We're rocking and rolling, guys. We're kind of blowing through these. We're doing good today through our mishaps. All right. I love this movie.
You have for this, but it would not.
I haven't
loaded, so
it wouldn't load. Oh God!
It said it was too big, so I'm going to try loading it again while you introduce it, though.
Oh, I'm so sad. All right, guys. This is an August 28th, 87. film by Rick Rossler called Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse is about the slaughterhouse is facing foreclosure, and this guy tells his obese, mentally disabled son to go on a killing spree with the people who want to buy his property. This is a fun, stupid, fun movie. It really is. I love Slaughterhouse. It's a bizarre piece of 80s cheese. It's so great. The trailer's fantastic if you watch it. If we can get it up, if we can't, next time. But it's so fun.
It's basically a riff on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and kind of that, but it's its own thing too. It's its own thing too.
Richard Nelton asks what a foreign poster of Frightmare HQ would look like. Oh, I think you've challenged me to make one.
Oh, that would be good. Do it.
All right, guys, I'm going to do it. Hopefully by the next show, next Wednesday, I'll have it for you guys. I'm going to try. All right.
So, I don't think it's going to let me share this, unfortunately, but I'm going to try it just one time. Go ahead and tell us more about it while you're doing that.
If you haven't seen Slaughterhouse, I mean, it's a low budget movie. It's super gory. It's actually really fun. There's some ridiculous scenes. What was his son's name in the movie? His name was like Buddy Bacon or something. What's his son's name in the movie? It was something ridiculous.
His name is Buddy. I know that.
Yeah, the guy who played him, Joe Barton, played him so well. He's so crazy. He's just having so much fun throughout that movie. Played this crazy guy. And Joe Barton died like 10 years ago. He was I can't remember how he died, but this movie, if you haven't seen Slaughterhouse, seek it out. It's a lot of fun. It's more comedic horror, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. I really do.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think it's going to let me show this, unfortunately. Kind of a bummer, but oh well. That's the breaks.
Guys, 87 was so big it broke our system. Let's just say that, all right?
That's what happened.
Stryker said it's Buddy Bacon. Yeah, it's Buddy Bacon. Thanks, Stryker.
All right. We are rocking. Let's go to House 2, the second story. Came out August 28th, 1987. Not a great movie, but if it was a follow-up to a great film, so everybody went to see this, I think, because they were expecting more of the original House, and unfortunately, it just didn't deliver.
Yeah, I had to put House 2 up here just because it's House 2, but it's not as good as the first one. It's got a fun cast. I mean, you got Lar Park Lincoln's in it, Bill Maher's in it. Ethan Wiley directed it. He didn't really do much else. I think he did one of the crappy Children of the Corn sequels. I think he did Children of the Corn 39 on Mars or something. One of those. Corn Grows on Mars. One of those corn sequels. But I find this movie fun to watch. I think there are a lot of fun characters in it. But it's not really a good movie. But if you haven't seen it, Todd said he hasn't seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's a fun watch for like one time. Like if you haven't seen it, it's like a Sunday, you've got nothing to do. It's a fun watch. There's some fun characters, but it's a lot more goofier than the first one. All right. Yeah,
a lot goofier, but yeah, it is a fun watch. Didn't live up to the first one, but heck, I find it hard. It takes a really bad movie for me to say don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell you one movie 87 not to watch is whatever the hell Jaws sequel came out in 87, because that's a horrible movie. So that's nowhere on any of our lists. Yeah, it's not nowhere near on our list. So, awesome. So next one's in another anthology film. Another one's actually a favorite of mine. September 4th, 87's From a Whisper to a Scream, featuring Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, one of his last films, right?
One of his last films, towards the tail end of his career. One of the if not like the very last horror film he kind of did, unless you count Edward Scissorhands as horror. But it's about 5 or 6 years before he died. This is actually it's a 4-part anthology, but it was better than a lot of anthologies because the stories in this go into areas that are kind of taboo that a lot of people wouldn't touch it. All right, you got You got like child murder in it. You got incest, necrophilia. It's got some fun stories to it. You know, they're not all fantastic, but a couple of them are really good. There's one in there that Clu Gulager did, and he.
Weekend at Bernie's. Terry Kaiser also in it.
Terry Kaiser in it. Clu Gulager did one though in the stories, and it's he plays this creepy guy who's like too close to his sister. There's like this scene where they take ice baths together. It's very weird. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Yeah, there's a weird carnival story in there too. If you haven't seen it, it's fun. Yeah, it's Offspring. Yeah, it was actually the other title for it was Offspring.
Okay. So it had a good cast. We already mentioned 3 of them, but it also had Cameron Mitchell, and it had Susan Tyrrell, who I love, and boy, do I miss her. She was great. She was also in Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker. She was great in that. She played the guy's aunt or whatever, and there was weirdness going on in that movie too. But Susan Tyrrell was a fantastic actress. Yeah,
there's a lot of good stuff in here. If you guys haven't, I think somebody brought out a Blu-ray. Was it Shout Factory? Somebody brought out a Blu-ray for this though recently, and it's a good Blu-ray.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, it's a pretty good story. And Vincent Price actually didn't want to do this movie because he was kind of done with horror at that time, and they actually filmed almost all this movie before he agreed to do it. And they showed him what was filmed, and then he agreed to do it. And this is a great anthology if you haven't seen it. Yeah, yeah, watch it. I'm sorry, I was looking. Keep Angela Baker said she would far rather watch Jaws the Revenge over House 2. I don't know. Jaws the Revenge is bad. I couldn't even bring myself to do it. Tyler said it's streaming on Prime. Cool, guys. Yeah, check it out. It's a fun one.
There you go. So next up we've got September 10th, 1987, directed by and written by, based on a story by Clive Barker.
Oh,
Hellraiser. Nobody's ever heard of Hellraiser, I'm sure.
Is it one of those country movies about racing cars?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some bull riding aspects to it as well.
There's some bull riding aspects.
But Hellraiser, man, fantastic flick. Genre changing. I mean, it really set the bar for a lot of future movies to come. Hellraiser was a fantastic movie. Lots of great acting, and Clive Barker's big I wouldn't say it was his directorial debut because I think he did short films, but this might have been his first feature film or something. I don't know. Fantastic. Hellraiser. Everybody knows this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work of art. I mean, really, it was done during the time where a lot of horror was rinse and repeat, and this was super original. And I love Pinhead in this because I think the fact that his limited appearance in it makes him so much more creepier. You know, some reasons why I love him. And I'm gonna give away an Arrow copy of Hellraiser too because we got an Arrow copy to give away.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there's really not a whole lot else you can say about Hellraiser, but it's a great film, and if you're going to talk about 1987, you gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
Crazy Leg, 2006. What are they saying? I always liked Hellraiser, but one thing that kept it from being great to me is that it was supposed to be based in the USA, and it's so obvious it's not. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You know what? It says it's supposed to be in the USA, but I don't know. I just never paid attention to that part. I
don't think I ever picked that up either. I mean,
yeah, but you're right. I've heard people talk about that though.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I mean, it's super British, obviously the architecture and everything. So it's just, yeah. All right, guys. Okay. Did this video load on this one?
Let me look. Let's see. What do we got? Did you give me a video for that one?
Yeah.
Maybe. Let me see.
That's okay. So we had September 16th.
It's in there. It's in there, Charles. It's in there.
This is considered a body horror film. It's kind of more comedy, but it's just goofy and insane. It's called Street Trash. right?
Yep.
If you, I have what else to say about Street Trash. I have a clip from Street Trash that we can play. They can kind of show you what Street Trash is going on.
All right, here we go.
Before offend anybody that watched that movie, you know, you've got necrophilia, you got gang rape, you got crazy homeless people in there. I mean, there's a scene where they cut off a guy's dong and play keep away with it, and it's such a funny scene. I don't even know what's going on. Street Trash is garbage.
You know, I just put that up because it's not a great movie. Let's put it that way.
It's not, but it's essential watch.
It is. It's an essential watch. It's over the top, and it's got some crazy effects in it. So if you watch it for anything, watch it for the crazy effects with the, you know, the Viper, the stuff the winos drink, the Viper, whatever that stuff is.
Yeah, the blue. I'm like, it's blue. So this is funny, but the guy who directed this, I always think this is funny. James Murrow directed this, and James Murrow later was the cinematographer on the Best Picture winning film Crash, and at the time, there was people were upset that he was snubbed. He wasn't nominated for an Oscar. And I'm like, he wasn't nominated for an Oscar because everybody saw Street Trash. They're like, we're not going to nominate this damn guy for an Oscar ever. I'm like, I'm sorry.
This was a movie that I remember. I think this is maybe at the point in 1987 where I said, I am not going to believe another thing that Fangoria tells me.
Yeah, I didn't want to put Street Trash in there, but I was like, I have to, because I have to acknowledge that this exists. It's just another interesting tidbit is the guy who wrote Street Trash was actually in Romero's Dawn of the Dead. If you remember, he's the first zombie that gets hit with a pie in the face. That's him. He's the guy who wrote it. He
mentioned also that he also directed the Romero documentary, Document of the Dead, and that is a great documentary.
Roy Frumkes.
Yeah, and he basically he captures everything of the making of that movie of Dawn of the Dead, and it really is a great documentary if you ever want to learn more about how they made Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, and that was made 1980, I think, 80 or 81. Document of the Dead was,
or when it was released or whatever.
He did a couple another Romero. There was a short documentary he did called it was Dream of the Dead or something, and 15 years ago he did too about Romero, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Travis said Street Trash should be in the garbage. It kind of is the whole movie, but I'm not telling you guys it's a good movie. I'm saying if you haven't watched it, you have to watch Street Trash, and then don't be upset with me because I'm not telling you it's good. I'm just telling you have to watch it. That's just how it is, guys.
It is essential watching. It is. Yeah, I agree with you.
Guys, we're doing so good, guys.
We are rocking.
So good.
So the next
rocking.
October 2nd, 1987.
What happened?
This is another great vampire film, and for some reason I didn't realize it came out the same year as Lost Boys did.
Yep.
But this is Catherine Bigelow, a great female director, directed a movie called Near Dark.
Near Dark.
Near Dark. Great stuff.
So great to see a female director during this time period. You know, not enough of them.
Yep. And then she went on to big things, man. Didn't she win an Oscar for the war movie she did?
She was the first and only woman to ever win Best Director for Hurt Locker. So kind of sad that she's the only one, but don't forget though that Catherine Bigelow also made one of Charles's favorite films of all time, a film called Point Break. And at some point, everybody, I'm going to make everybody watch Point Break with me, and you're going to change your life because, I'm going to tell you guys that I got Gary Busey to do 7 lines from Point Break with me, and it was fantastic. So, but the hard part was Gary Busey wanted to be a Keanu Reeves character, and I had to do Gary Busey's lines. So,
okay. I love this poster says from the producers of The Golden Child.
Child and Witness.
Oh, thanks. Maybe I won't go see that.
This was still Catherine Bigelow. She wasn't she wasn't married to James Cameron at the time, but I think they were together. And this has the James Cameron cast of essential people in it. You got Lance Henderson, you got Bill Paxton, Jeanette Goldstein.
That's got
a fantastic score from Tangerine Dream. Yeah. That's my girlfriend. Me and her are going to get married one day, I'm telling you. She's going to finally... Tangerine Dream did the score. It's a fun score. It really goes with it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, I mean, it was different. You know, it's a different vampire movie because you have like vampires that are essentially dirty hobos in this. That's pretty much what they are. They're like dirty hobos. They just roam the earth. It was so different than like the beautiful vampires we'd seen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie though. It's great. Adam Greenberg was cinematographer. He did great visuals. I mean, the movie went together. It really was.
Yeah. Good flick. Great flick. Highly recommended.
Recommended. All right. We're going, guys. We're moving.
Moving right along. We have 5 films left on the main list, Charles.
5, guys. All right. So right before Halloween, we got a fun movie, religious horror movie called The Prince of Darkness, directed by John Carpenter. I love The Prince of Darkness. What do you want me to say about Prince of Darkness?
I don't know. It is a good flick. Prince de Tenebres.
That's the French poster, which I love this French poster because it just has John Carpenter hanging out on some stairs. It's just like, John Carpenter, guys.
Hey, what y'all doing?
I love John Carpenter.
Alice Cooper plays a hobo in my movie.
Yeah. I like Alice Cooper. He's a hobo. He's going to scare the hell out of you. It was a second installment in what Carpenter called his Apocalypse trilogy. The first was The Thing. Then there was this, and the last one was In the Mouth of Madness. So it's fun. I mean, the church from that movie, if you guys are ever in LA, the church is still there. It looks exactly the same. It's in Little Tokyo. It's an Asian American theater now, and they'll let you roam around in it if you're nice to them. So
yeah, you went. You have pictures there, don't you?
Yeah, at that theater, at that church. Yeah. Prince of Darkness, great movie. It's John Carpenter. I mean, come on, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. So jump on it and get it.
And it's not Ghosts of Mars. So there you go.
It's not Ghost of Mars. Hey, I don't mind Ghost of Mars. It's dumb. It's fun. I got my original helmet from Ghost of Mars up there, one of the minor helmets. I'm going to wear it sometime for you, Lloyd. The light works, everything. Bloop.
Wear it for me, man. Wear it. I want to see that.
Let's see.
All right. So next up, Rennie Harlan on this movie came out December 8th, 1987, by the way. And this is Prison with Lance Henriksen and Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen's in this, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. This was also House 4, wasn't it?
House 4 in Space? House 4 in Space?
Something like that. I think it was released as House 4 overseas.
Was it really? I don't know. I just know it as Prison.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'll look it up, but
look it up because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think overseas they released it as House 4 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
What the hell? I didn't know that. I don't know. I've just known it as Prison. Prison's a fun movie, guys. You got Tom Everett and Viggo Mortensen, who did TCM3 together later. Kane Hodder does stunts in it. It's kind of it came kind of one of the lesser known '80s horror films. It's a fun little gem. It's got a great script that kind of builds up a lot. I know it was shot in the old Wyoming State Prison, which you can actually visit. It's open as like a tourist attraction. But funniest thing about Prison is they actually, to make it seem realer, they used real inmates from the new Wyoming prison as extras. So because they had actual prisoners, the guards you see as extras are actual guards with live fire guns ready to shoot the people they tried to escape.
Oh boy!
So it's funny about watching it.
Keeping Angela Baker, I just found that. But you are right. I'm thinking of the horror show.
Oh, okay.
Right, which is also a Lance Henriksen movie, but that was House 3, I think.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen wasn't in prison. Tom Everett.
Lance wasn't in prison?
Oh,
no. I'm totally thinking of the wrong one.
This is a movie really basically about a long dead prisoner's spirit returns to haunt the new warden.
I know the movie, but I think for some reason I always get this and the horror show mixed up for some reason. I don't know why, but
yeah.
And you're right. House 4 was always House 4. Yeah.
That's why we have you guys on here. You guys got to keep us in line. All right.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Rennie Harlan was an early film from him. You know, he did Elm Street 4 after this. He did Long Kiss Goodnight. Mostly known for action after that. He like Die Hard, but he also known for doing a lot of movies that bombed, like The Adventures of Ford Fairlane and Cutthroat Island. So that's Rennie Harlan for you. He's kind of disappeared. He brought up that really ho-hum Exorcist the Beginning movie like 20 years ago now, 16, 15. Nobody liked it. He just sort of, I think he got sad and disappeared. I don't know. Who knows? The only thing I don't like about Prison is the score, because Richard Band did the score, but he basically ripped off Horner's score for Aliens and put it in this movie. So if you listen to it, it's real similar. But
well, Reanimator is basically Psycho.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Band's known for doing some scores that were kind of similar to other things.
Derivative?
Yeah, very derivative. Todd Lewis said Die Hard 2. Yeah, Rennie did Die Hard 2. I love Die Hard 2. He was a great action director, but he made some bad choices that lost a lot of money, but people kept giving him money to make movies. So, I mean, what's he going to do but make some more? So, who cares? So,
there you go.
All right.
You got a cool one. Go for it.
December 11th, 1987. We got a little piece of Kiwi horror here, guys. We haven't had a lot of Kiwi horror, if any, yet. A movie called Bad Taste. Directed by 3-time Oscar winner Peter Jackson, long before he did 900 Lord of the Rings movies. We've got Un Desert Estrange Diez.
You know, the only reason I like Bad Taste, but the only reason I don't like it, and it's a pretty strong reason, is I hate vomit in movies.
There's a lot of vomit in Bad Taste.
I hate vomit in movies, and then they all vomit in a bowl, and then they pass it around and drink it. Like, holy crap. I can't do it. That's the only thing I can't do is vomit in a movie. Well, there's another movie coming up that we're going to talk about that I can't do either. But vomit is on the top of what I cannot do.
You got to appreciate Peter Jackson in this movie. Peter Jackson did the effects in this too, and he made them all in his mom's kitchen for this movie. Yeah. I mean, and it's pretty good stuff. I mean, of course, he was young. He was like 25, I think, when he made this movie. He was really young. And yeah, I mean, like Travis said, he wanted to do Dead, Alive, and Frighteners, which I love, but he's got 3 Oscars. He's worth like $977 billion now for doing Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. So he made out right, guys. Something he did clicked. I just really wonder, like, I've always wondered when they laid out this like story at the studio for investing billions of dollars in Lord of the Rings. How the hell did they decide on Peter Jackson? It wasn't somebody who was like, I love Dead Alive and I love Bad Taste, and we're going to have Peter Jackson do Lord of the Rings. I was like, how did he talk his way into that? All the directors that could have done it.
I have no idea, but I would love to know what went down. But I mean, everybody knows he did a fantastic job. So I guess they made the right decision.
When they announced that he was directing Lord of the Rings, he hadn't done anything since The Frighteners, and people were just like, the guy who did Bad Taste? They were like, what? Yeah.
And Meet the Feebles, that guy, the same guy that did the puppet porn.
Yeah,
basically puppet porn.
The guy, what did he write? Heavenly Creatures. This is actually a pretty good movie, but still, I'm like, how'd you get that role, Peter Jackson? If you get Peter Jackson, if you're listening, dial in. He's not listening, but maybe he will. He's going to dial into me. Yeah. I'm going to give you my number, Peter Jackson.
I'll give people an inside thing, though. I email his people every now and then and ask for him to come to the show. And they have been very kind. And the last time I talked to him and I said, what we want to do is we want to promote the new 4K transfers that you're doing of all your old films. And they were very interested in that. So I never tell people this kind of stuff because that's not a yes, but they're always very nice about it. So who knows? We might see Peter Jackson at a Frightmare one day.
If Peter Jackson comes to Frightmare, he's gonna have to be in his own hotel with his own ballroom that we could just line people up in like all day. Be like, here's your Peter Jackson experience. Go.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Great guys. So yeah, Loyd likes vomit, guys. So send Loyd vomit photos. So.
Please do not.
All right, guys, we're doing it. We're almost done.
We're almost done. We've got a December 19th, 1987, directed by Dario Argento, the fantastic Opera. I love this movie. I probably love Opera very close to how much I love Suspiria. I think it's a great flick.
One of my favorite Argento films. I mean, it's a beautiful film. I mean, the story is so intriguing and strange, and the score is just it's just everything you want in Argento.
The cinematography, the crazy, the scene where I don't know that I can't describe it, but the camera goes from all those drop shots. Goes like through a bunch of stuff and then goes back up. And then the scene where they shoot the gun through the peephole. It's just amazing.
I'm telling you, Argento Fan 1 probably knows a lot about this. So Argento Fan 1 said the Luma crane shot. Yep.
There we go. The Luma crane shot.
Opera, a lot of people say it's their favorite Argento movie. It's I always tell people people who aren't familiar with Argento, I don't tell them to start with Opera because it's a hard one to start with, but it's definitely a great movie, and it's one of my favorite Argento movies. I mean, it's up there with Suspiria and Tenebra. I mean, I love everything Argento did. I mean, I'm a sucker for Argento, so I don't care what he brought out. I love all of them.
Did you like Giallo?
I like Jello. Jello's good.
Way to avoid that question.
Jello's so good.
Jello.
Jello's my favorite movie. Why are we talking about that? Let's move on. I don't want to. I'm not talking about anything with Adrian Brody today. All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Look. So yeah, Opera. Do it. Live it. Learn it. Love it. Opera.
You've said it all, Charles. You've said it all.
Guys, we made it. It's the last one. I'm wondering, Lloyd, how many people are still watching this? Is there just is it just Ingrid again? Ingrid's our favorite person, and Ingrid sticks with us to the end every time.
Yeah, I think Ingrid and maybe a couple others. That's all we have left at this point.
Man, I'm so sad. All right, it's gonna be easier for them to win some movies, right?
Exactly.
All right, guys. This last movie is a very unique film. It is it's an interesting movie. It's a shockploitation movie. It's a film called Nekromantik. Oh God, you are Birkin.
This is what I was talking about. Puke and this movie. You know what? I actually. It's kind of like a Serbian film for me. I respect what the filmmakers were trying to do, and I appreciate the art. I feel the same way about Nekromantik. I appreciate the art. I respect the filmmaker, but my God, is this movie gross?
So let me say about Nekromantik. All right, It was shot beautifully. I'll give him that. Okay. Now the director shot this on 8mm, which was never done at that time. It's very short. Doesn't feel like it was shot at 8mm though. I'll give him that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not one I can repeat watch. I can tell you that. If you haven't seen Nekromantik, watch it. It's got some quite cruel imagery, but Travis has several questions about the poster. We're not answering questions about Nekromantik. You have to experience it for yourself if you haven't seen it. I will not give away a copy of this movie because I don't want to be that person who gives away.
Yeah, you don't want to offend anybody because it's very easy to do with this movie.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch Nekromantik, you have to get it yourself, and you have to watch it yourself. And if it's not my fault to watch.
I have both of these movies too. I mean, I think it's essential watching, but it is very gross. It's a look. The title says it all. It's about necrophilia. You can smell the corpses when you watch this movie. You really can. The dude picks up corpses off of the what is that highway in
I can't talk about this movie anymore.
This movie off the Autobahn. He picks up corpses off the Autobahn of people that have been dead, and he takes them home. And he kind of
his wife likes him too much.
Yeah, he has a good time with them and stuff. So it's a crazy movie. It really is. It's crazy. I would. Argento fan says still cannot pronounce his name. The best I know is George Buchgereit.
Yeah, I think it's George Buchgereit. I call it. Yeah, and it has a very interesting ending. Let's just say that the end of this thing is. Lord, I had to do this to you guys because I had to mention it. I knew it was going to turn into this. It's Nekromantik. Yeah, and I'm sorry I've done this to you.
Todd Lewis wants to know what platform is it on. I don't think anybody streams Nekromantik unless Shudder does or something. I don't know. You can't even sell this movie on eBay. They will take your listing down because it's vile and offensive. But it's also
Bean Burley said, "Is it on Pornhub?" It might be actually. It actually might be. I'm laughing, but it might be. Pornhub has hosted some weird horror movies. Pornhub hosted Porno Holocaust for a while, but somebody took it down. So
Todd, this is how it starts. Now
this is how it starts.
You are intrigued. You're like, Nekromantik, they're having sex with corpses. I got to check this out.
Everybody says that. This will change your life. And I'm not saying it's going to change you for good, but you're going to be a different person after you saw Nekromantik. It's going to happen. You're going to have to watch it. And then anybody who's never seen it, okay, I want to do this. If anybody's ever seen it, if you guys leave the show and go watch it, I want to interview you guys after you watch it. I want you guys to come on here live, and then I'll talk to you about Nekromantik. That's the only way I'll do it. I'm not going to spoil anything, and I'm not going to. I'm tiptoeing, not offending people with stuff that I can say about this movie because I don't know who's going to re-listen to this. So,
well, like I said, it's vile and it's offensive. If you think you can get through that, I would recommend watching it, but. You probably only watch it one time, unless you're into that kind of stuff, and then it may become an everyday thing for you. I don't know.
Before you guys say anything, we're not doing a Saturday night movie of Nekromantik. We're not doing it. It's not happening. It's not happening.
And I'm serious. It's one of those movies like where they say, when you watch Texas Chainsaw, your throat gets dry and you start feeling hot because it feels hot. You know what I'm saying? You can smell the corpses when you're watching this movie. It's just gross. It's really gross.
Yeah. All right. That's
but it's art. It is art. It's done in an artistic way. So
I told you it was a beautifully made film on 8mm, and that's what I'll give you. But Todd called it the forbidden fruit. It is the forbidden fruit. Go, Todd. You're free now. Go.
Serbian film level of oh my God, what did I just see?
Oh God, Todd's just going to post like 5 days from now a bunch of sad emojis, and that's going to be it. He's going to be like, why? Yeah. Why, guys?
Yeah, why did you bring this up? But, hey, it's 1987. We had to. There's no way around it.
All right. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, I want to remind everybody, while you're on YouTube, while you're chatting, drop to the bottom and like the video and add a comment in there, too, what your favorite movie is. Do it. We got our Patron page up. So me and Loyd are going to work on some fun ideals for Patron-only shows. And
Patron, that's sure we're going to Charles. It's Patreon.
No, it's Patron.
Patron.
Right? It's Patron.
Hey, you can send us Patron, or you can go to our Patreon page.
So
one will be.
I'm the person. I know it's Patreon, but I just love to call it Patron because I do that. No, I call it Patron, and why I always say that is because we use the same terminology at my work, and we call it's called Patron. It's a tool, and I always hear it and I say it. So Patreon.
Well, there you go.
Knowing is half the battle. No,
I've got the link up at the bottom. If you guys want to support us with Patreon, we are going to do some exclusive episodes just for Patreon subscribers. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. We've also got an exclusive Discord discussion community just for Patreon subscribers. And for the El Diablo Super Amigo package, whatever I called it, you will also get the monthly giveaways. So it's magic. It's magic.
It's so good. It's very magical. But today I'm going to give away some movies since we don't have a Saturday show. So what I'm going to do.
Well, before you do that, I have your honorable mention video. Do you want me to play that?
We got honorable mentions, guys. Let's do it. And I'm gonna get some giveaways.
Okay, these are movies that did not make the list, but were worth noting. So here we go. All right, so 1987 really was a pretty good year. You can see that we've clocked in close to 2 hours now, and we still had all those honorable mentions, and they're great flicks. And but we just couldn't fit them all in. You can't do everything, right, Charlie?
That's right, guys. There's some great stuff in there that year. Argento fan said, "As a UK viewer, am I eligible to win?" You know what, Argento fan? If you win, I will get the movie to you. But the question is, can you play this? Because these are our region discs. So how about this, Argento fan? If you end up winning something, I'll make sure you get a copy of whatever you win in a region you can play. I promise you that. All right.
All right, Charlie, you're badass.
I'll make it work.
Sweet.
Because I'll make it work. What do we
I
got?
want to say real quick, I want to say thank you to Stephen Burt. He just gave us a super sticker or a super chat on YouTube.
Whoa.
$20.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
And when you're done, I have some other thank yous that I want to give out, but I want you to go ahead for now.
Oh, okay. Well, first off, guys, I'm going to give away Arrow video copy of Hellraiser. Ooh.
Awesome.
Hellraiser. Okay,
so
right.
Argento fan says I can, but I meant as Patreon. Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You absolutely can. You are eligible. Patreon, it will have exclusive stuff on there, and if you win one of the monthly giveaways, we'll definitely ship it to you. So
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, I'll get it. We'll get it to you one way or another. Don't worry. All right.
All right, so
first one,
Hellraiser Arrow video.
Yeah. To the first person who can tell me the name of the book this is based on.
That's a good question. I know the answer. Can I win, Charles?
No.
All right. So first
person
to answer this question in the comments section, first one that pops up on my screen, you're going to win the Arrow Video Edition Blu-ray. Boom.
Who won it?
Look at this. Todd Lewis. All right, Todd. The Hellbound Heart.
All right. Todd.
We've had a lot of people answer that. Good job. Stryker was next. Tyler Burrows was third. And Christy was fourth. Thank y'all very much. Good job.
Perfect. Perfect.
If whoever wins tonight, PM us on Facebook through the Frightmare page, and we'll get your address and we'll get it out to you.
If you can, or if you're on Twitch, I think everybody's on YouTube right now, but if you're on Twitch, you can whisper to Lloyd. I'm writing Todd's name on this. This is going out to Todd. Boom. Next up, guys. 87, we got Creepshow 2.
Creepshow 2 from Arrow Video Blu-ray.
Yeah. Fresh from Arrow Video, guys. Creepshow 2.
All right.
What do you think, Lloyd?
What, you want me to ask a question?
Yeah. You can ask questions if you want.
All right. So maybe we'll just see if everybody was listening.
All right.
There was an actor that I mentioned earlier. He was also in Mindhunters. He played Sam Whitemoon in Creepshow 2. What is the name of the actor?
Ooh.
What was the name of the actor? Who is going to win? First one to post, first one that I see pop up on my screen wins. Ben Early, Holt McCalney. Yes,
yeah.
All right. Good job, Ben. Thank you very much. You win.
These are brand new discs from Arrow. So
thank you, Arrow.
Thank you, Arrow.
Say thank you to them.
This Creepshow. These are all brand new discs from Arrow. Some of these came without plastic on them, so I don't think they're used. They're not. Because some of these are from Arrow
distributor.
From their distributors. So some of these ones we got, the distributor just they printed them and they didn't pack them because they're coming straight to us. So boom.
Good job, Charles. Thank you very much, Arrow Video, for that. Make sure you go visit our sponsor, Arrow Video. You guys know how great they are. We will probably be talking to those guys coming up in the next couple of weeks, and make sure you tune in.
We'll be back on with them. I'm just writing who got this one?
Ben Early.
It was Ben, right? Ben
Early.
Hey, Ben, I'm writing Ben's name on this. This one goes to Ben. All right, guys. Well, we made it. 87 was a hard year. We'll be back next Wednesday for 1988.
That's right.
Have a great 4th of July, everybody. I'm going to miss you guys, but we'll grow fonder and we'll see each other again.
What I want to do is I want to thank a few people. Laura, I want to thank Laura Guerra, Guerra, Laura Guerra. Laura super chatted us earlier for $4.99.
Oh, thanks, Laura.
Yeah. Danny G subscribed through our Twitch page. Thank you, Danny G.
Thank you, Danny. Much appreciated, guys.
I did already thank Ingrid Hubert, but I want to thank her again for her Patreon. She subscribed at tier 3.
Thanks, Ingrid.
Yeah, Apocalypse 69 followed us. Teabag 013 followed us.
Oh, teabagging. Thank you, Teabag.
Short Fuse Studio followed us.
Thanks.
That's Danny at Short Fuse Studio. Danny Dale Carroll.
Thanks, Danny.
He is a vendor, so go check him out. I Am Crazy Leg followed us. And then finally, once again, I want to thank Stephen Burt for his $20 super chat. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. I don't know what I'm going to do not seeing you guys. I'm going to miss you guys so much 4th of July. But we will be back, like Charles said, on Wednesday for 1988.
Yep. We'll be here, guys. And we're going to work out the bugs, and we're going to be on the new system. And you guys are going to love the new system because it's a lot of fun. Lloyd and his son have put a lot of work into it, and it's so cool because like your guys' names will pop up when we get the super chats and the tips, and we can see your name when you subscribe, and there's some fun stuff on there, right, Lloyd?
There is some fun stuff coming up, and that's going to be the great thing is you guys are going to be more of a part of the show. So when you subscribe or, whatever, it's going to mention you. It's going to pop up and it's going to say your name. So it's just another way of us including you guys who make the show what it is more into the show. So that's what we're working on, and hopefully we'll get the kinks worked out in Charles's audio, and we'll be able to go live with that next week.
Yeah.
All right, Charles. Anything else, buddy?
That's it. That is it.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. It means the world to us. Happy
Really
4th of July. We love you. My name's Loyd Cryer. We're out with Charles.
It's me.
Holiday weekend.
Wednesday.
All right, Wednesday. See you in a little while, Charles.